Yesterday, Rudy Giuliani got a little bit of what's coming to him because of all of the spreading of nonsense about the election, not just on his podcast or on Fox News, but literally going before the courts and spreading obvious disproven misinformation about the election. He has at least temporarily lost access to his law license in New York. A court concluded that there is uncontroverted evidence that he communicated demonstrably false and misleading statements to courts, lawmakers, and the public at large in his capacity as lawyer for former President Donald J. Trump and the Trump campaign. His conduct immediately threatens the public interest and warrants interim suspension from the practice of law. It is, however, only temporary, so we will have to see what happens. But that said, we have now had time to get responses from Rudy Giuliani as well as Donald Trump. So first, here is Rudy Giuliani's radio program, which is a thing apparently. Here is what he had to say.
They basically have suspended my practicing law, which I've done for 50 years without a single complaint, where I've prosecuted some of the most dangerous criminals, where I've had my life threatened several times in what I was doing. I think I have rendered significant service to this country. Most people will tell you that I had the most effective record in getting rid of the mafia. I think many people will tell you I was the best mayor in their lifetime. They suspended me and they wrote a lot of stuff. So you would think this would be like evidence, right? Isn't that what judges do, evidence? No. These are things that come from newspapers, CNN, MSNBC, the New York Times. What? Okay, it's called hearsay. Also, I think maybe we have to acknowledge that those are biased sources. They have not allowed me to answer a single thing. They haven't allowed me to speak. They haven't questioned me. And they say that the things they have here are uncontroverted. Of course they're uncontroverted. I haven't had a chance to controvert them.
Okay, so the stuff about it's coming from the media, the media was quoting him in speeches and in court documents. Like, it's still you though. You still said that. He literally spoke at the Stop the Steal rally and called for a trial by combat. And maybe that was hyperbole or something, but he was there to whip people into a frenzy to overthrow the election because he had not succeeded in his dozens and dozens of legal attempts to do so already. So yeah, he's gonna be frustrated, I guess, the best mayor in our lifetime, Francesca, but I don't think he gets to be that shocked that there was finally this limited consequence for all of what he tried to do.
In his defense, I will say he is certainly not the first lawyer to communicate demonstrably false and misleading statements to courts, lawmakers, and the public at large. I mean, let's be real, not the best bunch of us. Often lawyers are not, but yeah, what are you gonna do? Slap on the wrist, I guess. I don't know.
It seems like it. What is he? Is he working as other than attempting to overthrow elections on behalf of Donald Trump? Does this really change his life? He hosts a radio show. He's not a working lawyer in that capacity anymore. No rational person was gonna hire him anyway. This seems like he's getting off pretty easy, I think. And by him, I don't even really care that much about Rudy Giuliani, but I'm just saying, like, I know a lot of people have been hoping that with all of the criminal acts of the last few years that something more substantive would happen legally. Yeah, I don't necessarily see it happening. This gets pointed out as a consequence because it exists in a void where there have been no consequences, and I think there are likely to be none, honestly.
No, for sure. Yes, it's a small mini consequence. I feel like they would have had more evidence if they had been like, look, the man's drunk all the time and he tried to show his junk in a Borat film. So we're gonna make the bar look really bad.
His alleged junk.
Allegedly tucking his shirt in. But I love how he's like, I stopped the mafia until they offered me a job. And then I gladly joined them.
Yes. Now, he's not the only one that brought up the mafia or tried to make him out to be this amazing figure. Donald Trump actually spoke out in defense of someone that had been loyal to him. I honestly think that almost deserves a Nancy clap. He says, the greatest mayor in the history of New York City, the Elliot Ness of his generation, one of the greatest crime fighters our country has ever known, better than Batman. He's your friendly neighborhood lawyer, slinging webs. This is what the radical left does to him. Okay, Elliot Ness fought against Al Capone. Rudy Giuliani melted on camera. There are differences between these two people. Like, yeah, okay, I'm honestly impressed that he's defending him at all. But Rudy Giuliani, like, just host your show and just sell penis pills or whatever, like all the right wingers do. Like, do that
Beet
grift.
juice.
Just do your grift. Exactly. Stop trying to pretend that you're a real lawyer. You're gonna be a real politician or whatever. Honestly, Trump should just get a radio show too. You can make tons of money. It'll give you everything you want, attention and money. Anyway, any final thoughts in the last 30 seconds or so we have?
No, don't give Trump a radio show. Are you kidding me?
You don't have to
But I will say it is very disturbing to hear Rudy Giuliani that close up. You just hear him in a small room and you wonder if he has his pants on and you wonder which closet it is. And let me just ASMR Rudy Giuliani. I've done nothing wrong.
He's farting COVID onto her right there. His face is melting. And that wasn't the worst moment for him last year, Jesus.
Check out the Damage Report podcast each day, wherever you get your podcasts, whether Pocket Casts or Stitcher or iTunes. You can join me as I give you the news and stories you want, with a range of co-hosts and interview guests jumping in on the fun each day. Again, that's the Damage Report, wherever you get your podcasts. And if you get them at iTunes, don't forget to rate and review. Sometimes I'll read them live on the show.